We're ready for Mr. Pederson.
It's interesting.
Mr. Pederson is now on the screen, but I'm going to ask him to give his name and title with the department, and then the court reporter will swear him in.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Robin Pederson, Pederson. I am a deputy city attorney with the Office of the City Attorney with the City of Milwaukee.
Sir, this is the court reporter. Could you raise your right hand, please? In the testimony you're about to give, under the pains and penalties of perjury of the state of Wisconsin, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do swear.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm trying to update Ms. Moore on the. I'm trying to update the commission on what the potential witnesses, and I'm sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
that's, do you need to take a couple minutes?
No, I communicated, and we're
Fine.
But thank you. Mr. Pederson, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. My name is Ben Hitchcock Cross. Are you ready to answer my questions?
I believe I am.
Great. Did you ever work with Antoine Young?
Yes.
Okay. And when was that?
I worked with him when he joined the Office of the City Attorney. I'm not exactly sure when that was, maybe 2019, 2020, something like that, until his departure earlier this year, I believe, or late last year.
Was there ever a time that you were opposed to the employment of Antoine Young at the City Attorney's Office?
No.
Okay. Now, are you aware of whether or not Mr. Young has a conviction record?
Yes.
How did you become aware of that?
In 2022, I believe, I received an email from the then chief of staff of the Milwaukee Police Department, who forwarded to me a denial of a CGIS clearance application.
Okay. Do you know why that was forwarded to you?
Yes, Mr. Desiato, the then chief of staff, had indicated that normally he would send that result of that application to the administrative assistant Mary Lyles at the Ordinance Enforcement Division. But because this was a denial and he considered it perhaps a little bit sensitive, he wanted to send it directly to management at our office. And he, I'm familiar with Mr. Desiato, he's familiar with me, and so he just sent it straight to me.
Now, do you know if he sent it to anybody else at that time?
At that time, no, he just sent it directly to me.
Okay. And I understand at that time there was the role of special deputy to the city attorney. Is that true?
There was a special deputy that was also referred to as the chief of staff in the office of the city attorney, yes.
Okay. And you weren't that person, were you?
I was not.
Okay. Who was that person at that time?
Celia Jackson.
Okay. And can you explain to the commission why that document was not sent to Ms. Jackson?
No.
Okay. And at that time, you were not the city attorney, right?
Correct.
Okay. And who was the city attorney at that time?
Mr. Tearman Spenser.
Okay. Can you explain to this commission why that document was not sent to the city attorney at that time?
Well, I'm assuming, just to clarify, I believe the question is why did Mr. Desiato send it to me and none of those other individuals? I do not know.
Okay. Did you have any conversation with Mr. Desiato at that time?
Outside of the email, no.
Okay. And what did the email consist of at that point?
It was just an email indicating that he was being denied clearance on his application, and that because it was of the sensitive nature, that he was forwarding it directly to the Office of City Attorney Management.
Right. Did that letter include Mr. Young's rap sheet, for lack of a better word?
It did include a scanned copy, but it was an incomplete copy. I believe it only contained the odd pages, not the even.
Great. Did you read that document at that time?
I did,
Okay, why'd you do that?
because I had to review what was sent to me.
Okay. And you weren't, again, at that point, you weren't Mr. Young's supervisor, right?
Not direct supervisor, no.
No, and you weren't the special deputy, right?
I was not the special deputy.
Okay, so what role, what of your job description would have involved interacting with this document at that time?
Well, I'm a member of the management of the Office of the City Attorney. I also have an employment background, employment law background. And for me to receive that document would have been completely normal and acceptable for it to reach management, because I received it and forwarded it immediately to Ms. Jackson.
Or the city attorney?
I may have, I don't recall if I included him on that first email. I may not have, because my recollection is that he was not in the office at the time. He was out on some sort of leave.
Okay, do you think you knew that when you sent that email? That Mr.
Yes.
Spenser was not in the office? Okay.
I mean, I would have known better at that time what the circumstances of his leave or presence in the office was, but looking back at it now, I believe at that time he was not in the office. That's my recollection.
I got it. Okay. And do you, based on those emails that you sent, are you aware of any adverse employment action against Mr. Young?
Yes.
Oh, okay. How'd you become aware of that?
I became aware at some time after Miss Celia Jackson looked into the matter. She apparently made a determination to discharge him, and I found that out in an office-wide email where she emailed the office.
Okay. Now, other than forwarding Mr. Young's rap sheet to Miss Celia Jackson, did you ever discuss Mr. Young's criminal history, conviction history, I should say, with anybody else?
Yes,
Who would that have been?
Miss Celia Jackson.
Okay. When was that?
That same day.
Okay. What was the nature of that discussion?
She was doing her own due diligence, looking at reviewing the documents that I had forwarded to her, had some questions to me about employment law, about how employment law worked regarding convictions, arrests. I went over some of that law with her. We also discussed the fact that we needed a more complete record, as we did not have a complete record. And that, as part of her due diligence, we went over some of the things that she was going to probably want to look into in terms of reviewing and making a decision on what to do and how to handle the situation.
Is it fair to say that you gave advice to the city attorney's office on arrest and conviction record discrimination with respect to Mr. Young?
Yes.
Have you done that at any other time?
Regarding specific Mr. Young?
Have you ever given the city, other than the time you just described, giving legal advice to Celia Jackson on the arrest and conviction record of Mr. Young, have you ever given any other legal advice regarding the arrest and conviction record of Mr. Young to anybody else at the city attorney's office?
Not that I can specifically recall.
Okay.
It's possible, though.
Okay, so how about Mary Shannon? Ever given any legal advice to Mary Shannon about arrest and conviction record?
Not that I specifically recall.
And that would also be the same for Mr. Goike, I believe.
Again, not that I specifically recall, correct.
Perfect. Okay. Now, the adverse employment action against Mr. Young, the original one, that was overturned at some point. Is that right?
That's my understanding.
Okay, how did you learn of that?
Mr. Spenser told me.
Okay, what did he tell you?
It was after he had returned, and after the decision had been made. I believe it might have been a week or two after the termination. I want to say more closer to a week. First time I saw him, though, after he returned.
Right. And did Mr. Spenser explain to you why he was reinstating Mr. Young?
He did provide some brief justification, yes.
Great. Can you elucidate us on what that brief justification was?
Yes. He stated that he didn't agree with the decision, that he did not think that it was handled correctly, and that he was reversing the decision, and that and part of his motivation was because he thought that if it was allowed to stand, that it would impose undue liability to the city.
Okay. Potentially be conviction discrimination?
I'm going to object to leading the witness.
Let's make it,
Okay. Well, sir, what was the nature of his concern?
Regarding liability,
Yes.
he did not say.
Oh, okay. He just opined that there may be liability. Is that fair?
Yes,
Okay. And you didn't follow up with him on what that liability would be?
I did not.
Okay. Did he explain to you what he meant by it was not handled correctly?
No.
Okay. Did you ever learn subsequently what he meant by it wasn't handled correctly?
No.
How about as far as liability was concerned?
No.
Okay. Now, did you agree with his decision at that time?
I didn't have enough information to agree or disagree.
Oh, what more information would you have needed?
I was not part of the investigation conducted by Miss Jackson, nor was I aware of the reason why she had separated him. And I wasn't part of the analysis, so I didn't have enough information to operate from.
Okay, and as I understood, you got an email, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and did that email give you any information into Miss Jackson's thinking?
No.
No, okay. And how about, do you believe that your name is on any of the termination documents?
I wouldn't be aware if it is or isn't. I'm not aware that it is.
Okay. And if they were on the termination documents, would that indicate some kind of knowledge or understanding on your part on what Miss Jackson was thinking, or something else?
And I'm going to object to speculation.
well, it's a factual thing. If there was a termination notice, was there not?
No question about it. That's what we're getting.
Well,
Okay. Mr. Pederson, did you speak with anybody else about Mr. Young's conviction record?
Well, the only people I've ever discussed it with, to my knowledge, would include Ms. Jackson, Mr. Spenser, and it may have come up in terms of historical information with Ms. Shanning, Mr. Goike, and I suppose maybe it's possible it was discussed with Ms. Crow as she was the HR person. I don't have a specific memory of that, though.
Okay. How did you prepare for your testimony here today?
I didn't do anything specific other than I was briefed by counsel and discussed with Ms. Headley.
When did
But
you
other than
first
that,
learn? Oh, excuse me.
I didn't do anything specific.
When did you first learn that you would be a witness in this case?
The first day of the hearing.
Oh, okay. When did you first learn that there would be a hearing today?
Again, I'm gonna object if he's going into any testimony that counsel gave him direction on. That's attorney-client privilege, and I will be asserting that as the privilege.
Did I just hear her say that you gave him direction on testimony?
It's not what I said at all.
Oh,
She didn't.
okay.
She just said we can't go there because if there was, it would be attorney-client privilege.
Okay. Well, I didn't ask him what he communicated to it.
But, and again, my objection is to any conversation that took place as it relates to Mr. Pedersen. I will be asserting privilege. If you want the specific date, that's a separate question.
Okay, so when you ready to make that objection, can you make that objection at that time? And it sounds like we agree with that this question can go forward, can they go forward then?
If you rephrase it such that it's not going to be objectionable, then yes.
Okay. Sir, do you understand my question?
I'd ask you to restate the question.
Okay. So when did you first learn that you would be testifying today?
At the last hearing date, at the conclusion of it, I believe was about a week and a half ago, something like that.
Okay. Did you ever raise any objection to not being available today?
An objection to not being available. I'm not sure I understand that, but if you're asking me if I had any objection to appearing and testifying here today, no, I do not have any objection.
Okay. And you didn't tell anybody that you weren't available, did you?
No.
Okay. Thank you for that. Okay. So, and I think before we got off on that sidetrack there, you were explaining to me that you may have talked to Mr. Goike and you may have talked to Ms. Shanning and you may have talked to Ms. Crow. Did I understand that part right?
You asked me generally, had I ever discussed the conviction history of Mr. Young with anyone else? And again, given the fact that there's a whole historical context that exists there, I think it is highly likely that I did discuss the fact that it exists and what happened there with those people. Yes.
Okay. And do you recall those conversations at all?
Not specifically, no.
Oh, okay. Do you recall when those conversations would have taken place?
Sometime in 2024.
Yeah, and you can't help the commission any more than that?
I'm gonna object
No.
to argumentative.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. You guys are all satisfied with 1 year as the date when this might have taken place?
well, he said 2024.
Okay. And do you, sir, do you believe that you assisted at all in preparing, advised Mr. Goike at all in the recent adverse employment action against Mr. Young?
As an attorney?
As anything?
I was present in some of the updates, like at management meetings about personnel issues and things like that. So I had a general knowledge of some of the things that were going on, but I was not directly involved in any of the investigation or decision-making or due diligence regarding Mr. Antoine Young's employment in 2024
I got it.
or
Okay.
2022.
Do you recall meeting with DER regarding Mr. Young at any time?
No, I don't believe I do.
Okay. Do you recall meeting with Ms. Shanning, yourself, and Harper Donahue regarding Mr. Young at any time?
That might be possible. That's ringing a bell, but I need more information to refresh my recollection.
Okay. So you're not even clear whether or not, I guess let's be clear. It's possible that you were in a meeting with Miss Shanning and Mr. Donahue regarding Mr. Young. Is that part true?
I suppose it is possible, yes.
Okay, it's possible. And do you know why you would have been in this meeting?
If you're saying it's about Mr. Young,
I'm sorry, Robin, I'm gonna object to speculation. This is all possible. There's nothing specific.
He's not recalling, that's what I hear him say. He's not recalling specifics.
He's not recalling specifics. Okay. So, sir, I guess you're clear that it's possible that you met in a meeting, but you're not clear on any particular reason why you would have met with Mr. Harper Donahue?
if you have a specific instance to refresh my recollection, I might be able to recall better. But yes, if I had a meeting with Mr. Harper and Ms. Shanning, I suppose that is possible. We deal with a lot of personnel issues throughout the year, all the time, so I can't remember every single conversation, but it's possible that we had a conversation regarding something regarding Mr. Antoine Young. We had lots of conversations with Mr. Harper as the Director of Employment Relations regarding personnel issues.
And I understand that the city attorney's office no longer has the position of chief deputy, right?
That's correct.
Okay. So can you, what in your job duties would have led you to be in a meeting with Ms. Shanning and the DER head?
Well, I'd actually like to clarify my prior testimony. I just affirmed that you said we no longer had a chief deputy. I suppose I would like to correct myself in saying we never had something that was known as a chief deputy. We had a special deputy who was commonly referred to as a chief of staff. I think that's different than a chief deputy. So I just want to make that clarification. We used to have that position. We no longer do. Now, in what capacity, to answer your question, I believe in what capacity would I meet? We are a team in management. Also, I have some employment history background, plus I've been in the office consistently longer as some of the others. There's value for my knowledge and history there. So any normal function of working as a part of a management team would be why I would be present.
Okay. And Ms. Shanning doesn't do employment law, right?
She does not practice in the area of employment law, to my knowledge, nor has she ever, to my knowledge.
And that's your specialty, right?
I wouldn't say it's my specialty. I had previously been assigned to employment law matters as an assistant city attorney prior to my promotion to a deputy city attorney. I have not directly practiced in employment law for a few years now.
Okay. Between you and Ms. Shanning, who has more experience with arrest and conviction discrimination?
I'm gonna object to answered.
Well, where are we going with this, Counselor?
I'm trying to find out why he's in the meeting.
And I'm going to then,
He's one of the three deputies. And he has employment law experience. I
Okay.
think that's what he's testified to.
He has employment law experience. I understand that. And so I'm also trying to understand if between him and Ms. Shanning, who has more employment law experience.
again, he's already testified to this.
That, I think he said she doesn't,
Okay, I'll move on.
please.
Mr. Peterson, was there a time when Ms. Shanning was not employed by the city attorney's office?
Yes.
And were you in communication with her at that time?
I had a couple of contacts, I believe, with her in the period of time. I assume firstly that you're referring to a period of time where she was with the office, that she was not, that she returned. So I assume you're referencing the interim in there. And during that interim, I believe I did have a couple of social contacts with her, but nothing professional.
Okay. And did you ever contact her about the goings on at the city attorney's office?
No,
Okay. And so you never contacted her about Mr. Young?
no. While she was not employed at the city attorney's office, no.
Okay. But you did so while she was employed at the city attorney's office, right?
I've had occasion to discuss Mr. Antoine's personnel concerns and issues on occasion with Ms. Shanning while she's been with the city attorney's office since her return. Yes,
Okay. Does that mean you're making complaints or something else?
I never made a complaint about Mr. Young.
Okay. So what does that mean?
I'm not sure what you mean, what your question is.
I've had an opportunity to discuss personnel issues regarding Mr. Young with Ms. Shanning. What does that mean?
That means, as I tried to indicate before, as a member of management, we routinely have various personnel issues that come up during the course of the year. And we discuss them as part of a team. And there's certainly a point at time which I may have had discussions with Ms. Shanning regarding various issues of personnel issues. It's also possible that I didn't. That is to say, not every personnel decision runs through me. Miss Shanning was filling in our HR functions a lot during 2024. So it's would be normal and natural for management to discuss members of the team as part of the ongoing personnel management of the office.
Okay. And are you aware of Mr. Young making any complaints against any city attorneys?
Not that I'm aware of, no. By
Okay.
complaints, I mean, I guess I should clarify. I'm not aware of any written complaints or anything like that that would like filed with the city or with a state agency or anything like that, if that's what you mean.
Great. How about just something less formal than that? Are you aware of anything less formal than that?
No.
Okay. And so you're not aware of any complaint against Naomi Sanders, for example?
Well, not specifically, no.
Okay. How about not specifically, generically?
Well, I mean, certainly during the course of the day, I would have contact with Mr. Young where he would give me feedback about certain things. Oh, I talked to this person and I don't, and I don't think they understand the issue that I'm trying to convey with them regarding the IT. And so sometimes I would help him communicate with people in the office to make sure that everyone's on the same page. So I wouldn't call that a complaint per se. I would just say that's just a communication that he's asking me to help communicate with others, things like that.
I think you're not aware of Mr. Young complaining about Ms. Sanders coming into his office and swearing at him and taking the chair. Is that fair?
Oh, well, I wasn't aware about the swearing and all that. I do recall, now that you have raised a specific instance, yes, I do recall there was some issue regarding chairs and how they would be dispersed to other offices and things like that, and that there was some back and forth from them regarding that.
Okay. In what context did you become aware of it?
I don't recall.
Okay. Do you know how you learned of it?
He just indicated he didn't recall. His asked and answered. Asked and answered. He already indicated he didn't recall.
What context? And then I said, do you know how?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Sure. Do you know how you received this information?
I don't specifically recall. I think it might have been brought up as an update at a management meeting, perhaps. I think if I heard from it, I probably heard from it from Ms. Sanders, not from Mr. Young.
I understand. Was there ever a time when Ms. Shanning asked you to document any concerns that you had against Mr. Young?
I'm going to object. This goes into the personnel improvement plan, I'm sure, which has already been ruled on by this commission. It's not something that we are to ask questions on.
Attorney Hitchcock Cross, we're not doing the PIPs.
I'm well aware of that.
And so is it something to do with with either the first denial or the second, pardon me, the first termination or the second separation action?
So I guess I can answer it this way. The question that I asked didn't go to either of those things. And the objection that was raised was that we might possibly get to one of those, to the issue of the PIP. And so I don't think that we
But
got there.
I guess I'm asking you, where are we going here?
I was just trying to get the answer to the question and I've now forgotten it. So I don't know. I have to say again, it's one thing to have an objection to the question that's being asked, but it's to the question that might be asked in the future that is distracting. Okay. Did Mr. Pederson, did you ever consult with Mr. Goyke about the separation of Mr. Young?
No,
Okay. Do you know what CGIS is?
I am familiar.
Okay. Have you read the CGIS questionnaire?
I don't believe I have.
Okay. Have you read the CGIS policy?
I don't believe I have.
Okay. So do you ever take any position on whether or not Mr. Young was able to work at the city attorney's office?
I never have.
Okay. Did you produce a ERD case to the city attorney's office or a decision by a ALJ?
I often receive decisions from the ERD that I disseminate in the office, if that's the question.
I understand. Right now, today, if you need an IT question answered, who do you go to?
We have a temporary employee who is filling our office IT position, Ms. Canada. I would probably start with her.
Okay. And what about CGIS? Let's say you had problems logging into your CGIS. Who would you go to?
I don't use CGIS.
Do you have CGIS credentials?
I do not.
Okay. Have you passed the background test for CGIS?
I don't. If I've ever been screened for that, I have no knowledge of it.
Okay. So it's fair to say that there would be no problem with Mr. Young. If Mr. Young didn't have CGIS clearance, there would be no problem him assisting you. Is that fair?
I have no idea if that's true or not.
Okay. And can we take a break? Maybe about 5 minutes.
Yes, 5 minutes.